Well, g'day ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Bruce, New South Wales Rugby League headquarters, Bruce Oval, for this round 2 Andrew Johns Cup clash between the home side, the Monaro Colts, and our boys, the Illawarra South Coast Dragons. Both teams round 1 losers, and in a short competition, only 5 rounds in the regular season of the Andrew Johns Cup. You can't afford to go 0-2. This is a do or die clash. Very early in the season, I know, but it's all on the line for the under-16s here today. The Colts last week went down to a very good Central Coast Roosters team, 26 points to 10, while the Dragons' shock loss to the Riverina Bulls puts their season on life support, going down 24 points to 18 in that game. And a positive for the Dragons, as we see them making their way into position for the kick-off, is that the Harold Bats team, the under-17s, junior representatives, they have the bye this round, so a lot of the Illawarra Steelers underage players are dropping back to really strengthen the Illawarra South Coast Dragons here today. A number of changes to their side. Let's have a look at how the Dragons line up before they kick off. Jackson Ballinger at fullback, Denzel Amone and Ashton Summers on the wings. A new centre pairing of Phoenix Johns and Cooper Morrison. Taylor Humphries retains his spot at 5'8". Jet Brookfield, who was captain last week, he's out of the side. I assume he's injured. And Jordan Barlow goes into halfback in the 14 jersey. Forward pack of Mace Schofield, Mitch Slay, Darcy Larkin at 9, Finn Davey, Cretan Miafu and Mason Andrews, as we are underway at Bruce. And straight away the Dragons with first use of the ball. They're working over towards the left-hand side. And straight away, they work towards the left up to the 40-metre line. Getting through the first set. Good strong carry. So looking for a completion first up. Goes to Barlow with the kick. Kicking down into a corner. Ball sits up and it'll roll over the sideline. So in the field of play, that'll be a handover. The Dragons will be happy with that start. Good set to begin with. Got through to the end and put the ball right down into a corner. So now they can look to force a mistake here from the Colts. The Colts working out from their own end. Moderate the comments, getting a couple of scammers in the comments sorted straight up. It's a good run there from BJ Pumper. Up over the halfway line go the Colts. So the Dragons trying to muscle up. Mitch Slay involved in that tackle. He slows down the ruck and chases from marker. Out after Chapman, who puts the kick up, down into the corner. It's taken on the full by Summers. Summers coming back towards centre field. He's driven backwards, might need some help. He manages to find the grass. So both teams with good sets to start with. Amone bringing it out of his own end. He's manhandled by the Colts defenders as well. He's got a lot of toe if he gets an opportunity in some open space. But there was no space for him there at all. Told to go back and play it on the mark. It's Phoenix Johns. And now a mistake from the Dragons. Well, the Colts have really muscled up. And now they're looking to put the hurt on. They get the penalty to boot. 30 out right in front, but no thoughts of 2 points. Darnell Thomas will take the tap and get us back underway. So the first real opportunity for points. With the Colts, the Dragons under some pressure. Underneath ball to McDonald. They work towards the short side. Turned underneath by Constable. Runs into some solid defence. Fighting to get to his feet. Thomas gets out a dummy half. They go wide. The quick tip on from Wunsch, but the ball's put down. Well, the signal from the referee, knock on both ways. And it will be the Dragons loose head and feed. So defensively they stood up well. Got through that set. Now we'll be looking for a completed set here. Humphreys feeds the scrum. Well, straight away they go on the attack. Limone with a bit of room to move. He comes back infield though. The cover defence slid across and had him covered. Larkin at dummy half. Charge up towards the halfway line with Slade. Slade rolled over somewhat. Now they go, look to push out to the right-hand side. Comes out to Morrison. Morrison stepping back infield. The Colts handle that raid. Now straightening, Miafu. Put down. They flop onto him to slow that one right down. Work a short side. Barlow dummies. Standing in the tackle. And we'll go to the ground. Late in the set. Comes across to Humphreys. Humphreys goes to the sky. A tester here for Monaro. Well, under no real pressure there. Aidan Wunsch takes it well. They didn't really compete for the ball there, the Dragons. They were quite happy to let him claim that one and then tackle him immediately. But you would have liked to see them compete and put a bit of pressure on Wunsch. He didn't look overly comfortable underneath at the Colts fullback. But got the job done for his team. Now the Colts working up towards the halfway line. In Thomas goes wide. That's with Roberts. Roberts crawling. He's been tackled on the final play, and they hand that one over. The Dragons will play the ball with Larkin, and starting in good field position. Well, the Colts, they're not getting to their kick. Exuberance of youth, under 16s rugby league. Coach killers galore as they look to go wide. Goes out to Johns. Johns looks to spin out of a tackle. Well, wanted a quicker play of the ball than he was allowed to have. So they come back towards the middle with a bit of a settler. Andrews wants the ball. He goes to the line, takes them on, bounces out of a tackle. Andrews towards the line. He's wrestled down there by Cody Roberts. Quick play the ball though. It comes out with Humphreys. Humphreys goes wider. A great chance for the Dragons. They should score in the corner. Summers gets down low, drives in and scores the first try of this round 2 Andrew Johns Cup clash. It'll be the Dragons 4-0 with a kick to come from out wide. And that all started with a really good run from Mason Andrews in the middle of the field. Quick play the ball. And a good shift to the right-hand side. Ashton Summers given just enough room by his centre Cooper Morrison. And good finishing, gets down low and scores the first try of the game. Yeah, Mohammed Dib in the comments. The first one that's not a scammer. So good to see you're watching, Mohammed. And hey, you point out the panel. Back tonight, the Mad Dragons vodcast. We are back tonight from 8:30 p.m. New South Wales time with our first show of the year. Be a heavy opinion piece with a bunch of Dragons fans talking about what they are expecting from the 2024 season. That'll be focusing pretty much exclusively on the NRL. I'm sure Jesse will throw in a bit of NRLW content as he tends to do, as that kick is waved away. The Dragons will play from in front. They lead 4-0. 8 minutes gone here in the Andrew Johns Cup. But just the start they needed. Really only given one opportunity to Monaro, and they handled that pretty well. More or less the first opportunity they get, they convert into 4 points. Arthur with a good strong carry to get us back underway as they work towards the middle of the field. That's Slay there. Rolled over onto his back, slow play the ball. Now they work towards the left-hand side, cutting back against the grain. Finn Davey, but a forward pass is picked up by the touch judge on this left-hand side touch line. The short ball to Davey. Touchy saying he overran it, so unable to complete after points. Always a bit of a concern. Someone held in the scrum for a little while. It's the Colts. They take that one on, ducking underneath a somewhat high shot there is Johnny Constable. The referee played some advantage before blowing the whistle and awarding the penalty. Colts will tap and go. Jay Pomper was there, but the pass goes to McDonald. McDonald sets the scene for this set. It goes out the back, going right to the line, goes out to Wunsch. Wunsch looks to slide through, holding on to his shorts there is Taylor Humphries. They go from dummy half. A selfish play. The Dragons handle that easily, drive him well back into the field of play. Was going nowhere. Now they come towards Roberts. Roberts goes towards that right hand upright. Thomas at dummy half, and they look to crash over again. They get down low, fighting to try and get to the ground. Can't. Pumper was fighting hard, but the Dragons were fighting harder. They hold him up. Desperate defence from the Illawarra South Coast Dragons on the final play. Comes off feet, could go anywhere. It's picked up by the Colts, and they score a fortuitous try. Well, bounced around all over the place. And it sits up kindly for Monaro. They level the scores. It's 4-4, kick to come. Well, it's been a pretty good set of defensive sets for the Dragons, but on the final play, the kick pinballs off some legs and sits up for Tyler Stonham to level the scores and a chance now to take the lead for Monaro. And that's the issue you force yourself into when you fail to complete after scoring points. Give the opposition a chance to strike straight back, and strike straight back they do. It's looking like this is going to be a good contest. Kick from out wide for Chapman. Not an easy kick. A chance to put his side in front. Moves in, strikes it, and waved away. So we're locked up. 4 points apiece here in Bruce. New South Wales Rugby League headquarters, Bruce Oval. Now 12 and a half minutes gone. And all locked up. So here come the Colts, looking to complete their set after points. Got a dummy half and put under some pressure. Well, great pressure there from Cretan Miathu, who just whacks the dummy half. Darnell Thomas feels the pain and forces the error. Out of dummy half goes Larkin. Larkin rolled over onto his back. Davey gets into dummy half, fires it across the face to Schofield. Schofield. He's put down, rolled right onto his back and slowed right down. They had some success on the right side before. They go that way again. Miafu! Well, an important tackle there from Constable. He was going at 1,000,000 miles an hour. As that time it's Andrews. There's 4, 5, 6 players in that tackle from the Colts. It means there's got to be some space somewhere, but he's held up over the line. So actually get him over the line, and that'll give them a chance to regroup defensively. Goes back to the 10-metre line. Larkin at dummy half. Oh, they've got to have a take 2. Wasn't right on the mark. Referee wasn't ready. So now it comes to Schofield. Schofield will just duck his head and try to burrow his way towards the line. No thoughts of self-preservation. They fire again out to the right-hand side. The cut-out pass. It goes to the try scorer in Summers. He has to go back infield this time, though. No real room for him to work in. Now it's with Andrews. Andrews again, setting things up. They'll look to the left-hand side, will they? No, they come right again. Miafu looking to spin over the line. Final play. The pass comes back. It goes to a front rower. Then Humphreys. They go wider. They go right to the corner, and Amone dives! Great put down. The Dragons back in front. Denzel Amone. Well, a classy one-handed put down in the corner. And the Dragons up 8-4, kick to come. Ray asking why we couldn't watch the game yesterday, but this is on now. It's New South Wales Rugby League picks and chooses what games they stream. That they stream every game, every single game of Andrew Johns Cup and Laurie Daly Cup. In terms of all the other competitions, it's one game per week is all they stream. They pick one game each week. The Dragons only have one game this year in SG Ball. Harold Matts, Tarsha Gale Cup, Lisa Fiola Cup. Only one game this season will be streamed unless they make finals. But Andrew Johns Cup and Laurie Daly Cup is streamed every single week by the New South Wales Rugby League app that you now have to pay for, which is why I've decided to stream it to you so you can actually see it for free. And a great conversion attempt there from out wide. They knocked that one over. Great to see the Dragons now up 10 points to 4. We're about halfway, just over halfway through the opening 30. The Dragons making the most of their chances, but both teams so far after scoring points have come up with an error and allowed the opposition to come straight back into it. Move towards the right-hand side with Miafu. Miafu with an offload. Throw the ball out wide. It sits up. Well, they're throwing the pill around. A chance again to get to the outside. That's Davey who takes the tackle. Couldn't get the ball around the corner to Phoenix Johns. They come back towards the middle of the field and set up to put the ball down the other end. Comes to Andrews. Andrews goes right to the line before popping the short pass. Fighting to get to his feet. I think that's Guevara just out onto the field. A quick play the ball, and Larkin shoots out a dummy half and takes a good 15, 20 metres upfield. 30 out now from the Colts line. They come back for the kick with Humphreys. Humphreys goes to the sky again, looking to test out once, comes forward, leaps high, takes it well in the first instance, but then as he hits the deck, a little bobble and comes up with a mistake, and the Dragons, they are all backslapping each other as they can feel further points coming. Mohamed Dib asking my thoughts on the signing of Christian Tuipulotu. I think given what's available in the market, it's not a bad signing. I think, well, I'll talk a little bit more about it after this set, but the Dragons right on the attack now. Barlow goes wide. They go to Johns, who puts on the afterburners, and Phoenix Johns says goodbye to the Monaro Colts defence. A great try from Phoenix Johns. Well, just had too much for the man marking up against him. And the Dragons go bang bang in quick succession and they open up a 14-4 lead, kick to come. Going back to the Tuipulotu signing, the question from Mohammed Dib. Just chucked up one on the screen, and I think given what's available, it's a pretty decent signing. I'm not as excited about it as a lot of other Dragons fans. I think whenever a player gets let go, I sort of look at what their fans are saying about them. They watch them a lot closer than we do. From the outside looking in, he seems like a decent player, a young bloke, 22 years of age, but lots of comments from Manly fans that I've seen about how slow he is, how bad his hands are, and how dreadful he is defensively. So I think it certainly comes with some apprehension. I think that obviously Shane Flanagan's worked with him pretty closely when he was the assistant coach at Manly, so he sees something in him that he thinks he can utilise at the Dragons, and we've got to trust the judgment of Shane Flanagan. But yeah, I'm not as excited about that signing as a lot of other Dragons fans seem to be. I know he had a good year in 2022, but I thought he was pretty average in the chances that he got in 2023. So he's got a bit to prove. I don't know that there's much difference between Tuipulotu and Matt Fenai. I think Tuipulotu will probably get first crack at it. But yeah, we'll wait and see. Trial's only just around the corner as the Dragons, once again, coming up with an error after points. The knock on at dummy half ruled against Larkin. He's going to argue the toss with the referee, but he's not going to get a lot of joy from her. She's made a decision. And now we have to defend that error. So 16 points to 4. Dragons in front. I want to be able to stretch that lead before the break, but be under some pressure right now as Aiden Wunsch. He's probably looked the man most likely for the Colts, but handled there as the short little pass. That's BJ Pumba. It is. And 6 again, ruled by the referee as well. An important tackle from Morrison. He didn't stop him though, didn't stop the ball, and they go across for the try. Well, it was just one-on-one footy. Cooper Morrison, I thought initially had done a good enough job, but kept the arm off the ground and gets to the ground, and the Colts back in this game, refusing to go away. So 16-8. The kick to come. Tony Constable, the try scorer. Well, an important kick, 8-point margin at the moment. Will certainly want to be keeping this to a converted try. Get them right back in this game. And another tough one. From the left-hand touchline, see what adjustments he makes from the first kick. Moves in, gets plenty of height on it. Waved away once more, so the Dragons maintain that 8-point advantage. They lead 16 points to 8. About 7 minutes until half time. This will be an important little period. Any points scored by either team in this little juncture could prove vital. Good to see a comment coming through from YouTube as well, because one of the advantages, one of the things that we're adding to the Mad Dragons vodcast this season is the ability to multi-stream. So streaming not just to Facebook, but across YouTube and also Twitter. So if you're watching on one of the newer streaming platforms for us, YouTube or Twitter, then thanks for joining us. Really the first chance we get. A big show tonight from 8:30 p.m. So hope you can tune in and join the panel. We go through everything St George Illawarra in the NRL space in terms of our predictions and opinions as fans of this great club. The Dragons giving away a penalty in that set after conceding points. So the Colts able to piggyback out of their own end. There's hope. Comes back against the grain. Is put down about 30 metres out. And Masiba's out on the field in 14. He's a rather tall dummy half. He gets down. The kick comes from Chapman. A tester. Some communication issues there from the Dragons, but taken in the end by Summers, and he sprints back to the 20 metre line for a 7-tackle set. Picked up, manhandled, thrown down into the turf. Doesn't go beyond the horizontal, not dangerous according to the referee, and I agree with that. But certainly physicality from the Colts. It's now Miafu looking to use that footwork at the line. He's looked likely a couple of times, but the Colts have handled him well. Now Andrews straightens up towards the halfway line. The defenders look around, waiting for instruction from the referee. Spinning up towards the line. Come back now for the kick from just inside the Colts 40. Looking to sit up, an awkward bounce taken well by Wunsch. Does a bit of a goose step across the field. The referee gets bowled over. Bounces straight back to her feet. Now the Colts work it out of their own end. Thoughts of a one-on-one strip momentarily. I think that's Gleeson Morris with the ball in hand. Now Davey getting involved defensively. Brian Bell. Or rather Sam Guevara out on the field in jersey 16 involved in that tackle. Miafu chasing from dummy half. Not sure how square he was, but was allowed to put some pressure on from marker as that one's taken. And Ballinger looking to step his way through. Well, a great kick return. Bell gets into dummy half. Oh, good strong carry. Up over the halfway line and into decent field position. Barlow tips that one on. Guevara just centres it as they settle. Coming to Andrews. Andrews goes to the line. Out the back it comes. Here's that man Johns. Scored a great individual try not that long ago. It's Davey. Davey barrels over one. Stands in the tackle. Pulls out of another. Good strong carry from Finn Davey. Tackle 5. Goes out the back. They go wide. Get in a little bit of trouble. Barlow rolls it in behind. And Wunsch charges forward onto it. Diffuses a dangerous situation in the face of Cooper Morrison. And the Colts hold on. One of the few times they've been able to repel the Dragons. They've looked a little bit slicker today than they did last week. Made plenty of errors last week in that 24-18 loss to the Riverina Bulls. Has put them under a little bit of pressure. They've been a lot better today. They lead 16 points to 8. Getting down towards halfway. That kick from inside the 40-metre line, but it's gone high and straight down the middle. It sets up for one of the try scorers, Denzel Amone. Thought about giving the pass there to Cooper, to Phoenix Johns. Might have been in some space if he did throw it, but early in the set, down your own end. Took the high percentage option. Just takes the tackle. And the Dragons again fighting up towards the halfway line. A little bobble in the ruck. And the mistake comes. Ashton Summers it was coming in for a carry. Has come up with the error to perhaps give the Colts a chance to have the final say in this first half. Got about 90 seconds left on the clock. That's time for a full set here and starting in decent field position, although that's not the best of plays, but the Dragons rip it out almost unnecessarily. A bit of a nothing play from the Colts, and they get away with it because of the unnecessary strip from the Dragons. So now it really will be a great opportunity for the Monaro Colts in the final minute of the opening 30. See what they can do. Well, this, again, pulling through a few tackles there. Ben Gasnier. Not often you see a Gasnier playing against the Dragons, but here we are. Ben Gasnier in jersey 12 for the Monaro Colts. It's McDonald. McDonald plays the ball. They go right to the line. Again, player sweeping out the back is Wunsch. Well, good shot there. On tie by Johns. Colts go across field and find a runner coming underneath, but handled well. Davey, the defender. They work a short side. They look to work numbers. They jam in. Denzel Amone down low. Does just enough. Quick play the ball. The ball comes back. Rolled in behind. It's going to be tracked back by Miafu, but it goes over the dead ball line. And that is the end of the first half. As the siren sounds, the Dragons defensively hold up right there at the end. That sees them head to the break with an 8-point advantage, leading 16-8. And they just about must-win match against the Monaro Colts. Good first half try scorers for the Dragons: Ashton Summers, Denzel Amone and Phoenix Johns. While for the Monaro Colts, Tyler Stonham and Johnny Constable got across the stripe. There we have it. We'll take a quick break from the studio and we'll be back with the second half in about 5 to 10 minutes. Well, g'day ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Bruce for the second half. The Monaro Colts up against the Illawarra South Coast Dragons. It's our boys with an 8-point lead at the moment, 16 points to 8. They'll be hoping to go on with it. It's been a good first half from them. A lot less mistakes in their game than they made first week. A very rusty round one showing from the Dragons, putting themselves under a bit of pressure with a surprise loss to the Riverina Bulls. A side they don't lose to very often. Players are ready. Referees and touch judges just making their way into position for this second 30 minutes. The Dragons to kick off. Monaro Colts will receive the ball. Start this second 30, and the kickoff goes very close to that sideline. Had a little bit more awareness, might have been able to get a foot over the sideline and walk back to the halfway line, but take it pressed up against the sideline instead. Suits the Dragons just fine. Colts working that up now with Seth McDonald. Quick step out of dummy half. Pump up over the halfway line. One of the best for the Colts, the 13. McDonald with another carry. And Masiba goes into dummy half. They get through their first set, so a good start from the Colts, bombing down towards a corner, putting a bit of pressure on Ballinger. Takes it comfortably and secures possession. But maybe a couple in front of the kicker. Just overran their assignment. They spoil a good first set by giving away that cheap penalty. The Dragons, their first use of the second half. Start up around 30 metre line. Looking for a runner. They get the ball to Bell, tap and go and move towards the middle. That's where they want to set up from. Humphreys turns that one underneath to Davey. Fights for a quick play the ball. Now Guevara up towards the halfway line. Miafu out the back. Will have to go back and catch that one so they can come back in field. Wasn't quite as slick as they wanted it to be, but Barlow did well not to make a mistake. Goes back to Humphreys for the kick at the back end of the set, kicking towards space. The winger hadn't dropped back yet. Sits up kindly for once though. How's the chase from the Dragons? They chase once across field. Gets away from the first pursuant. Doesn't pick up too much more territory before running into Mason Andrews. Now the Colts having to work it out of their own end, so a good start for both teams, to be fair. It's a run now from Dyer. As the Colts looking to just punch it through the middle. And Masiba gets that ball, well, one of the Dragons players called offside. I think it was Guevara. Does well not to get involved, but it means easy territory and a bit of space for the kick to be put in again. Ballinger coming forward, takes it well. Looks to counter-attack somewhat, steps off the right foot, but goes backwards as he's wrestled to the ground by Constable. It's the Perm brothers, Pumper and Constable, involved in that tackle. And they work over towards the left-hand side. Miafu, again, quick play, the ball finds his front. Gets the team going in the right direction. Amone, one of the try scorers, spun around. Dragons work now back towards the centre of the field, get into position where they want to kick from. Andrews it is that will play the ball, and they come back now for the kick from just inside their own half. Again, looking to get it down into a corner. Tracking it back over his shoulder. There is Dyer. Dyer put into an awkward position. And that sees the penalty awarded to the Monaro Colts. No kick to the sideline. Certainly no malice or intent to hurt or maim in that tackle, but just got into a slightly awkward position. Penalty sufficient. So Colts looking to close this 8-point gap. Constable just tips that one on to pump up. Half a chance to get out of dummy half now. Fahir Masiba finds a runner off his shoulder. Constable to dummy half. It's hit again. Works hard from marker. Just Cretan Miafu, and I think you're going to say this one's knocked down by the Dragons. It might be a Colts feed. That seems to be the indication from the referee. So Monaro will get the scrum feed in another set of 6. Pretty good field position. DJ Pumper, he looks pumped up for the Colts. The man in 13. Constable feeds the scrum. They've been heavily involved as Wunsch straightens from the scrum win and straightens into the shoulder of Finn Davey. Doesn't miss. And they work to Hope. Hope. Trying to get the arm free, but just finds the ground. Wunsch. They work a short side, and charging up to shut that down before anything develops is Phoenix Johns. Wunsch again with the ball in hand. Turns that one underneath to McDonald. Now it comes across. It'll be Chapman kicking to the corner to climb up high. The Monaro Colts come down with it and they get across the line. Tyler Stonham's got a double. The Monaro Colts have closed this to a 4-point ball game. The Dragons still lead 16-12, but the Colts have got a kick to come. Well, the Dragons just knocking down a bit of a loose pass from the Colts. Gave them the opportunity. A couple of their tries for Monaro just coming off their last tackle plays, their last tackle options in red zone areas proved to be pretty good. Once again, the bomb to the corner. Tyler Stonham just climbed up high above his opposite, took the ball above his head, and as soon as he secured possession, it was always going to be difficult to stop him. The Dragons were unable to do it. There's Chapman. None from 2 so far, looking for his first successful conversion. This is the easiest kick he's had. We have a pretty good view from the camera here. Moves in, looks good off the boot, and flags go up. We've got a 2-point ball game here at New South Wales Rugby League headquarters, Bruce Oval. 16-14, the Dragons leading the Colts. Plenty of time left. 22 minutes remaining in this game. Another comment coming through from Mohammed Dib. And talking about the Charity Shield, the team, well, a squad we expect will be named on or around Tuesday. We're hoping it's going to be named on Tuesday because we are planning on doing a show that day to talk about that squad. So hopefully it is named on Tuesday. But I think it will be a big squad. I think that the positive for the Dragons is no players involved in the All-Stars game. Our first trial last year, we had a few involved in the All-Stars, which further weakened the side that we're able to name for that clash against St Helens. There's no reason why we can't be pretty close to full strength Although most people thinking it's going to be a pretty weak South team with them flying out to Las Vegas the following day. They're not going to want, not going to be risking too many players. They're not going to want too many sore bodies jumping on a plane for a 16-hour flight. So with South perhaps naming a weaker side, the Dragons might do something similar, and that might be an opportunity to see some of the young blokes have a fair bit of time in that first trial. We might see the main trial actually being their game against the Tigers up in Mudgee the following weekend. But we wait and see, and I know we're all looking forward to seeing a bit of footy at the top level. But we've got a game here, 16-14, the Dragons in front. They work down through the middle with Miafu. Coming back in behind the ruck on tackle 5. They go back for the kick, looking to put it down into a corner. The winger tracks it back, takes it pretty well, goes across field, gets caught by the collar there by Taylor Humphreys, but couldn't quite rip him back into the in goal as he was imagining he was going to do when he first got hold of him. Didn't have the perfect grip. It looks like Taj Barrett is out on the field in jersey 22 for the Dragons. And Levy in 17 on the field as well, out on his right wing. The Colts work through that set, put the kick down the field. Well, the Dragons run into each other. It's a bit of a comedy of errors. It's still the final play though. Desperation pass and the second kick. Well, most of these guys look like they're onside, so the Dragons have got to track this back. That one's in play. It might go over the dead ball line. Desperately coming for it was Gasnier, but he doesn't get to the ball. I think we're going to come out to the 20-metre line. It looks that way. So the Dragons, well, they survive. A few mistakes, and from the 20-metre restart, a good tap and run. I believe that's Cooper Morrison. No problem, Nath J. Thanking us for the stream. There's the New South Wales Rugby League in their wisdom, charging for this this service this year. I'm not sure too many people are gonna pay to watch the under 16s and under 18s run round, but I think it's something the Dragons fans should be able to see. So put the stream on. At least some more people actually get to see it. As we go out wide, the Dragons looking to extend this 2-point lead. Levy down the right-hand touchline, puts his foot on the line. The cover defence gets to him. And he can't stay in the field of play. Well, he backed himself. But the cover from the Colts too good. And Levy started the game in the centres last week. Already looking forward to the next game. It looks like Kai Morris on the wing for the under 18s. I'm not sure if he's related or not, but it's always good to see a Morris out on the field representing the mighty Dragons. We see the Monaro Colts get up over the halfway line. And the Zebra at dummy half. Rips that one out to the right hand side. It's the Colts again getting to the kick. That one looks like it shanks off the edge of the boot. And Levy climbs up high. Well, he attacked that one. You could have forgiven him for just letting the Colts catch it and then making the tackle, but attacked the ball. Took it well. Allows the Dragons to start in decent field position as they work down a short side with Morrison. Morrison coming back in towards the middle. Well, there's no need at all for that marker to get involved, and that's 6 again for the Dragons. So a set restart from the centre of halfway. Gets him into a decent spot as that one charged forward through Slay, who's back out for his second stint. Work towards the left-hand side. Comes out the back from Humphreys. They go across field. Coming back infield, Johns. Well, he's been dangerous just about every time he's touched the ball. A bit of a sloppy play the ball, but gets away with it. Slade. No, he doesn't get away with it. So the referee has made the call. The knock on from Phoenix Johns and trying to play the ball. Taylor Humphreys back down in back play. Got hit as he passed the ball out wide. But he's back on his feet and will take his place at the scrum base. The Colts hanging on. 16-14, 2-point ball game. Desperation game for both these teams. After round 1 losses, in a 5-round competition, you simply cannot afford to be 0-2. 2 losses just about puts you out of contention for finals footy. And both these teams would have come into the season hoping, expecting to play finals. See the Colts just trying to work it out in their own end. The Dragons holding firm defensively. Good line speed. Yafu up there. Looks like they're going back to some of their starters as well. Cody Roberts playing that ball. Now they work to the right-hand side and Wunsch almost slices through. He'll want to quick play the ball. He's not allowed to get that. Now they come back for the kick. So the Colts on the front foot, charging after this one. Down to Levy. Levy stands him up. Pins the ears back, gets the pass infield. Morrison, the Dragons looking to attack from deep inside their own territory. He passes the ball out now to Amone. Amone going across field, looking to find Johns. Can't find him, but they do get back towards the halfway line before Amone is forced to play the ball. Now they look to settle things. Set something up. Get themselves into the field position where they want to be. Again, they work out with Slade. Slade bumps away from one. Diving in there, Thomas looking to do nothing but slow that play the ball down. Comes to Humphreys. Humphreys short ball to Miafu. Flicks it out the back. Great pick up from Humphreys. Humphreys towards the line. Tackle 5. He's just short. They'll play the ball. The Harbour Bridge pass out to Morrison. Steps off the right. Runs into trouble. Bounces off him and gets the ball down. Cooper Morrison gives the Dragons a 6-point advantage with a kick to come. Well, the Dragons, they looked likely throughout that set of 6. It looked like they just about messed it up. They had a 4-on-3 and the Harbour Bridge pass from dummy half out to Cooper Morrison. Didn't have a great deal of room to work in. Stepped off the right. Found himself 1-on-1. Good upper body strength, just pushed away from him. Got to the grass and gets the ball down. Back to some NRL talk. Barmer Dib not liking the possibility of Jack Bird playing in the centres for the Red V. I've got to admit, I feel the same way. It's not something that fills me with joy based on what we've seen of him. And certainly the back end of last year, he didn't look like he was anywhere near fast enough. And an important kick is nailed by Taylor Humphreys to make it an 8-point ball game once again. The Dragons lead 22 points to 14. Certainly in terms of Jack Bird, perhaps the signing of Christian Tuipulotu might see that rumoured experiment with Zach Lomax on the wing and Jack Bird in the centres abandoned, and maybe Lomax goes back to the centres and they find another role for Jack Bird. in the side, perhaps coming off the bench as a 14, which I think most Dragons fans I talk to, that's the role they think Jack Bird is best suited to. But I think we do have to leave it up to the coach. He's going to make the decision, and he does seem to be a lover of Jack Bird and seems to keep referring to the fact of the job that he did for him when he was coach at Cronulla. But most of us know that Jack Bird is not the same player he was 6, 7, 8 years ago. I don't know whether any of us are the same anything we were 6, 7, 8 years ago. We were all a bit younger and fitter back then, weren't we? The Dragons, a good set of 6 here after points so far. They work again towards the left-hand side, looking to create some space. And this man has been a real handful. Phoenix Johns goes through, throws the pass back infield, and the Dragons score again. They've gone back-to-back. And a great try. But Phoenix Johns has just caused all sorts of headaches for the Monaro Colts, and they look like they are running out of puff. So the Dragons, the try to Brian Bell, who's backing up the break from Johns on the inside. And they've opened up a pretty decent advantage, and once again an important kick to go from 12 to 14 points. The Colts don't look like they've got a great deal left, but if we're able to extend this to 14, it would be near on impossible to see the Colts come back in that final 10 minutes. We're down the stretch, an important game. The under-16s, Illawarra South Coast Dragons. After their surprise loss last week. Well, that one waved away, so it gives the Colts a glimmer of hope with a 12-point margin that they can get away with something from this game. 26 points to 14, the Dragons in front. They'll be looking to extinguish any sense, any feeling of hope the home side might have. You're at Bruce Oval. New South Wales Rugby League headquarters. That kick goes down, goes underneath the Dragons, and, well, so much for extinguishing any feeling of hope. Jordan Barlow unable to trap that one with his feet. Rolling over the dead ball line, and we'll have a goal line drop out. The Colts can score quickly here. Their belief will grow for sure. So a big defensive set coming up now for the Dragons. Got the ball. Looks like there might be thoughts of a short dropout maybe. No, he's gone long enough. He's just under 40 on the fly. Picks up Roberts to charge it back into them. Thomas waits at dummy half. He goes to McDonald. McDonald looks to scramble and crawl his way towards the line. Both front rowers have started this set. They come to Constable. Constable, a face ball, but it goes to the ground. Tyler Stonham's got a double, but he gets shut down there. Jamming in, Ben Levy forces the error. And the Colts unable to get what they need to keep their hopes alive. Not just in this game, but just about in their season. 26-10, they went down last week to the Central Coast Roosters. And now they look like they're about to find themselves 0-2. Looking forward to next week. The Dragons up against the Northern Rivers Titans. The Titans went down in a close one to the Roosters this week, and they are 0-2 themselves. So a good chance for the Dragons as Johns continues to wreak havoc down that left-hand side. No long range try on that occasion. The Dragons, they work their way upfield and get the penalty. Marker's not square. There's a signal from the referee. So they'll kick for the sideline and look to put the cherry on top. It's a good touch finder. The Dragons will start with the ball 30 metres out from the Colts line. Bell charges up, takes the tap, they come towards the middle of the park. Bump away from one. Get to within 20 metres out. Andrews. They go out to Barlow. Barlow to Morrison. Morrison dummies to the outside, comes back infield. The front rower sliding across. In Roberts, but an error in getting up to his feet. Lets the Colts off the hook. Inside the final 5 minutes, though, the Dragons with a 12-point advantage. Leading 26 points to 14. Nath J. I just commented a little while ago, but excited about the year. Reckons we're going to surprise a lot of people. Backing us to make the top 8. Well, we'll certainly be talking about all that and more. The panel show starting at 8:30 p.m. tonight. With all the panel. Jesse, Hasman, Big T, Coco, Rob Saguna. We'll all be there saying what we think is going to happen in the 2024 season. I'm sure there'll be a few on the panel that will agree with you, Nath. I'm thinking the Dragons can surprise a lot of people in season 2024. But right here, into the final 4 minutes. Charge there from Cody Roberts as they come back, looking to force an error with a big bomb. Hits the body of the ball, it's spinning away from Denzel Amone. Fingertips of steel, somehow manages to take that and hold on. He's been manhandled when they got hold of him a couple of times. But he's done some good things today, Denzel. And Morrison looking to play the ball. Levy comes in for a carry to take a bit of pressure off his side, off his forwards. Slade rocking forward through the middle. Getting to the back end of this set, goes right to the line. Short pass. Gets the offload away to Bell. Bell, a bit of a hop, but a skip. Can't link with his outside man. Put down getting late in the set. Pass comes out. Andrews is going to put boot the ball. Kicking across field. Miafu chasing through. Wunch has put it down. Come off his fingertips. He's again bobbled it and eventually taps it over the dead ball line. Well, he did everything to try and gift the Dragons a try there. Aiden Wunch, he's been one of their best, but he had a bit of a mare there and did well in the end just to prevent the try from being scored and tapping it over the dead ball line eventually after a couple of bobbles. The goal line dropout, he's got all of that. Well, he's got a huge boot. That's gone nearly 60 on the fly, and the Dragons will have to track that back. Mitch Slade picks it up, takes it almost back to the 20-metre line. Well, that's a huge dropout, and the Dragons were not set up expecting that. And now the error. And the Colts, they might be able to get themselves somewhat of a consolation. As McDonald steps off the left as he gets to the line. Bell puts him down. Now Andrews, rather, it is involved in that tackle. Now they come across and it's with Hope. On the right-hand side. Now with Roberts. Roberts able to run a long way before he gets to the defence. Now the back end of this set. What shot have they got? They get themselves a little bit confused. It goes to Chapman. Chapman just takes them on himself. He's put down. Thomas waits at dummy half. The pass goes between the front rower and the half that actually wanted it. Constable gets the ball. He goes back towards the middle. Quick play the ball. Thomas fires it out. That pass looked forward out of the hands, and it's called as such. Well, we've got a terrible angle, and that looked forward for all money. And again, the head goes into the hands for the Colts. Reece Chapman not too happy with his own work there. He knows as the man with the 7 on his back. He's expected to do better. I don't know whether Mason Andrews wanted that ball there for the Dragons either. I was hoping somebody else was going to do some work because he's done plenty of it. And we wait now for the siren as a good run from Schofield. Schofield keeps the legs pumping up over the 30-metre line. Bell fires it right on the ad line to Slade. The siren has sounded, and that is full time here in the Andrew Johns Cup, round 2. Illawarra South Coast Dragons, they're on the board. They win this one 26 points to 14. Tries to Denzel Amone, Cooper Morrison, Ashton Summers and Brian Bell. And the other try scorer, the most exciting on ground for me, Phoenix Johns. Every time he got the ball out on that left-hand side, he caused all sorts of headaches for the Monaro Colts. Heavily involved in a good win for the Dragons. They'll need to back it up. So they head to the North Coast to take on the Titans next week. It'll be another tough one, but I'll celebrate the win, a 12-point victory over the Monaro Colts that puts the Colts season in a lot of trouble. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back with the Laurie Daly Cup as soon as that one starts. So that'll be a separate stream. We'll see you on that one as the Laurie Daly Cup side look to go to 2-0. They had a very big win last week. They'll look to continue that. Thanks for joining us. See you soon.